Hi there, Mark Jaben here, Medical Director for Haywood County Health Department. Let's talk about where we are in this pandemic. And despite what we had hoped, COVID is not gone. Truth is, never was. So it's time to pay attention. Trends continue to go up, cases and test positivity. More contagious variant is gaining traction. And in western North Carolina, now every county except one with substantial or high community spread. And even that one county still in the yellow had a substantial increase this week. And remember, these numbers at most give us a trend of where things may be headed. So wherever you live in the region, your risk now of getting exposed is substantial or high. If you haven't considered what you should do to decrease your risk, not to mention the risk to those you care about, well, remember Swiss cheese? It's time. So please share this with everyone you care about. In the U.S., increasing red in all the places that in the past have seen increases first, and now showing red in the mid-Atlantic region. 26 states, half the country, back up into the red zone. And don't be misled, Florida is one of them. Only 7 states still in the yellow, and 3 of those just below the threshold of going into orange. Our neighbors, everyone continues up and remain in the orange. North Carolina, now well up into the red zone this week. 34 counties, a third of the state, now in red. Only 7 counties in yellow still, and each just a tad below the threshold for orange. Cases about doubled this week. Hospitalizations are now creeping up across the state. Deaths not so far. As for variants, BA.2.12.1 at the end of April accounted for about 10% of cases in the state. As of May 7th, it was up to 40%. So now 2 weeks later, at that rate, it's likely 60 to 80%. And this variant about twice as able to evade immunity as BA.2, which was more able and contagious than the Omicron 1 we had earlier this winter. For western North Carolina, only Jackson and Swain with decreases this week, enough for Jackson to go back down to orange. But Madison joins Swain and Buncombe in the red zone. Everyone else with increases, most seeing a doubling in their rates. Last week, there were 5 counties in the yellow. This week, only Cherokee County remains in yellow, but just below the orange threshold. CDC community levels have not updated this week yet, but by their criteria, it looks like now 4 counties are into the medium risk range, based primarily on their increased case counts, as they are now above the threshold of 200 total cases per 100,000 population. Hospitalizations not really up significantly across the region, but this would predict an increased likelihood over the next 3 weeks. Testing through May 14th, 3 counties down, 1 flat, but 7 of the 11 saw increases. And note Haywood County, matching the state, both above 16% now. Wastewater surveillance continues to show increases. Haywood County reported cases for the pandemic now 13,267. That's 92 additional for the past week, and that's only slightly above the prior week. Test positivity also slightly above the prior week. So still in the orange in Haywood County, but given the underreporting, we have to assume community prevalence is high. Deaths will be updated at the 1st of June. At Haywood Regional Medical Center, between 2 to 4 COVID-related admissions in the past week, but across the region, hospitals are full or near full. Some have been on diversion, and that without much impact from COVID. The event risk calculator shows no change for Haywood this week, but all around us, Jackson, Swain, and Buncombe, the risk of being exposed is 2 to 3 times higher. In Swain, for instance, nearly 100% likely in a group of 100 that there'll be somebody there infected. So be well, be careful, especially right now.